Here's the Insta360 ONE X2 camera, and the question is how to capture time-lapse or time-shift videos. First of all, power on the camera, press the button on the side, wait until it powers on. And here on the screen we have this icon, touch it to wake it up. We have this icon on the left side. So touch this sign on the left side. So wake it up, touch that sign. In this case it's a camera sign. So you can move the left side and you can move the right side. If it's not on the video, which is the center one, then move it there somehow. There. No, there onto the video. Okay, and now the right side contains time lapse and time shift. So either tap on it with your finger and it goes there. Okay, or slide it up and down. It goes away. Time lapse, and tap on it to accept it. And now you have a different symbol here in the lower left corner. To use the other one, time shift, tap on it to accept it. Now you have a different symbol here. If you power off the camera using the button on the left side and power it back on, just press it once, then it remains there. What's the difference between time-lapse and time-shift videos? Time-lapse videos are smaller in file size and time-shift videos are larger in file size, as it's visible here. Of course, I recorded around half a minute here and around 2 minutes there, but anyway, the time-lapse videos occupy less space on your hard drive and time-shift videos occupy more space on your hard drive. Time-lapse videos are recorded at a low frame rate and played at 30 frames per second. So it's not recording 30 frames each second, but less, let's say 10 or even less frames per second, and thus the file size is also smaller. Time-lapse is also not recording audio, so the video will be completely muted. Timeshift is basically a normal video with 30 frames per second, and it's sped up in the program Insta360. So by recording a timeshift video, you will have much more frames compared to a time-lapse video. If you want, you can slow down the timeshift video because it's sped up only by the program, and you will still have 30 frames per second. If you slow down a time-lapse video, you will have less than 30 frames per second, so your video will be choppy. Of course, since this one, Timeshift, is basically a normal video, it occupies much more space on your hard drive, on your memory card. It drains the battery quicker because basically it's a normal video with both audio and video, and it occupies the same amount of disk space as a normal video. Let's just check them. The first two are time-lapse. Time-lapse videos don't have that speed setting, which are marked with red. And here in the upper left corner there, if I remove my mouse, you can see that it has a time icon. You can check it here at File, File Properties, and it's time-lapse. Okay, and if I open the other one, which is time shift, that does not have here in the corner a clock, but a running person. There, that one, with wind behind it or something like that. And this one at File, File Properties, it's a time shift video. So if you want to have faster video and slower video also, then record a time shift video. If you want to just speed it up, then record in time-lapse format. So the first two, which are time-lapse, those don't have audio. If you simply right click on one of those files and go to properties, at details, you don't have audio video information. But if you simply rename that file and add a .mp4 to the end and press enter, yes, change it, and then you can right click on it, properties, and at details you have video and you have audio. Now it's showing it, but there is video, so there is some data about it, but there is no audio data. So the smaller file, which is time-lapse, does not have audio. If you do the same thing with the larger time shift video, nothing here. rename it .mp4 to the end, right click and properties. The Timeshift video does have audio and it's using those values. Let's undo that renaming. So Timelapse, it's a mute video, Timeshift has audio and video.